My name's Jannine and I work for the Country Trust. We're located on a farm in Mosl in Salford called Mosl Farm. The community come and help growing and harvesting and maintaining the land. The Country Trust schools, they come to the farm and would get them to carry out meaningful jobs and the farmers' jobs which we would have to do. By bringing the farm to schools, children who wouldn't otherwise be able to learn about sustainable farming get an opportunity to do so. Children learn in different ways. Taking them out into nature can bring out a different side to those who struggle in the classroom. Historically, the farm was Greater Manchester's market garden, which provided all the vegetables for people, the residents of Greater Manchester. It contains one of the rarest habitats in the United Kingdom, the lowland peat bog. Peatlands are globally important for carbon sink, flood reduction, water storage and local cooling, and it supports a wealth of specialised biodiversity. Now, rewind ourselves from 10 years ago, this field would just be full of wild orchids and lots of buttercups and different types of wildflowers which have a heritage to the Moss and the peatlands. We're experiencing more extreme weathers. The downpours are a lot heavier and they're lasting a lot longer. And because of the drainage around the whole area, that's impacting parcels of land. So we're finding that some areas are holding water. Speaking to other farmers part of the Country Trust, they are also experiencing a wetter year. So they are struggling growing foods, which is then giving us that risk of food insecurity. So by adapting to our climate and our seasons changing, this will be put into a wetter farming, and we've been working very closely with the Lancashire Wildlife Trust, experimenting on this land by bringing back sphagnum moss, but also as well creating the cloudy culture. I'm going to literally walk across over to our market garden, which is much drier, and yet we're still working out why. So the difference with when we're growing in peat is the actual soil itself. When you actually smell the soil, it's very earthy, and you get to taste that within your vegetables too. When I first started growing in peatland, it actually took me back to the time when my grandma and my great-grandma used to grow vegetables and taste vegetables. I actually got to taste what a real carrot actually was to help our vegetables grow. We have beehives. We don't add any pesticides or chemicals to the land. One thing what grows really well in abundance is called comfrey. We break it down and we put it in water along with nettles, and we make our own comfrey and nettle fertiliser. Now, if we was to grow a cucumber directly from the farm, it'd last us an easy 4 or 5 weeks in the fridge, so it lasts much longer than you would get from the supermarkets.
It is a great feeling just to be out in nature and to have something grown so locally where you can just literally walk. I could probably walk to here instead of having to get it delivered in a big truck that's getting loads of carbon emissions and such. You do learn a lot about what farmers have to do and the stuff they have to deal with on a daily basis. The amount of effort that it takes to grow the food that you see in shops. I mean, I didn't really know how to plant potatoes before coming here, and now I do.
The benefits, not only because of vegetables, but the mental health as well. Because if you have something like depression or something like this, takes it away.
Also, the taste difference between what we grow and what you get from the supermarkets is vastly different.
I've had potatoes I bought from my shop and they've been bland. I've had no taste. I've got a friend who's got a farm and he said, try growing potatoes in your front garden. And I thought he was kidding me. One of the best things I ever did. Really one of the best things I ever did, that.
I definitely think that the younger generation should be taught in great detail about the impact of climate change and about how food's grown and such.
Food tasting, exploring the sort of sensory aspects of food, is something that we quite often run on farm visits. It's a lovely way for children to really connect with the food that they're eating, especially if it's types of food that we can perhaps harvest from the farm itself. It's only really by doing these kind of hands-on activities and really smelling things and touching things that it really sinks in how farming works, where their food comes from, and the life that exists on farms and in the countryside in a way that they'll remember, hopefully for the rest of their lives.
I have 4 young children and I feel like it's my job to repair the damage of what we've done over generations. And I think the only way we can do that is actually getting involved and experiencing it firsthand ourselves. Climate change can be huge, it can be absolutely immense, but we need to get a grip of our own way and how we can contribute independently. Being open to schools and being open to groups and being open to environmental organisations and coming together and collaborating as one is our way of being on that journey to contributing to at least repair the planet and teaching our children how we can have a positive impact, whether it be conservation, whether it be looking after our birds or even just growing foods. All of it matters, and to be part of that change, you've got to create that change.